Hello, hello. Welcome to the daily 1 hour political tarot reading. I am Autumn. That is my co-host who is leaving. That is the Boo Boo Zen Kitty. And just having a look to make sure you can see. I'm here every day for the first 10 or 15 minutes. I usually take your political questions and then I answer those questions for the rest of the hour. And on Sundays, I also take some general astrology questions. If something about astrology has been, if you're curious about learning astrology, I try to answer some basic questions at the end. All right. If you have a question for me, a political question for me, please put it in the chat in all caps, then I'll know you're talking to me, because people here are really friendly, for which I am eternally grateful. And we have the best moderators anywhere. There's Cappy's mom right there. Thank you, Cappy's mom. Appreciate you. And I know there are others. Let me see. You might be. Oh no, Jean's here. And Wondering Eyes. They are here right now. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. They keep us safe. This has been going for months, and I'm eternally grateful. If I don't get your question, or I decide not to read on it, it is never anything personal. I promise you. I would hate to think that you felt slighted or your feelings were hurt. Your questions matter to me. Your being here matters to me. So. Lastly, I will say that 10% of all income that comes into the channel from any source goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks all across the country. They do good work. I was giving to them before this crisis. I will continue giving to them after this crisis. Yeah, I set up what I do. So that 10% of whatever project I'm working on goes to an established charity. It's a 10% to charity business model, which I can recommend. We are in this together. And no, I do not get any kind of tax break for doing this, just for what it's worth. I have an LLC. It goes through my personal tax returns, blah 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 blah. I don't make enough to itemize, and yeah, all I get from it is just the knowledge that I'm helping some hungry kids, hungry people. So anyway, all right. I came in a little earlier, so I copied down a couple of the questions. Wanted something about. Dana Boente, the top FBI lawyer. Christopher Wray requested Buente's resignation at the urging of top Justice Department officials. Yeah. Is that going to get ugly? I think is the question. Is that, yeah. I also have down here, when Biden becomes president, will he spend the first week reversing Trump's awful executive orders? I have what will happen if Trump does invite Putin to the G7 meeting. And someone said that Trump is boasting he's about to declare Antifa a terrorist organization. See, I believe it. So there was also a compliment. Thank you very much. There was a compliment about the fadeaway pictures I'm using this week on the covers. It's by an artist. His name was Clarence Coles Phillips, and he goes by Coles Phillips. So oh, he's doing this again. He threatened this July, August of last year. So anyway, I have those there. And let me scroll up and see what I have missed. Oh, and do let me know if there are any sound problems today, because somebody, small, furry quadruped, has decided that the foam cover on the microphone is his favorite thing in the whole world. So I was just before this, I was crawling around on the floor trying to find it, and nothing yet. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Nice portrait. That's not me. I wish. Loving the Coles Phillips fadeaway girl thumbnails. Thank you. I like them too. It's just that I was kind of hoping, and I'll probably do more for next week as well. I'm just finding that tarot is certainly when I first started out the channel, I heard a lot more of it. Luckily, some of that's starting to break out now, but what I was hearing at first was you're doing it wrong. You're reading tarot wrong. You have to, put your right foot in, put your right foot out, and shake it all about. I mean, you have to do it. It has to be just like this, and it has to be it can't be on anything that isn't a natural substance, and it has to be this deck, and it has to have this meaning, or you are. I actually got people telling me you're offending the spirits and all this stuff, and it's like, no. Nope, it's not how this works. First of all, the spirits on the other side are guides. And mostly what we deal with are our guides. Guides, angels, family on the other side. First of all, they're really nice. They really are. And they have nothing but really good feelings for us. And tarot is a way to get past your conscious mind that wants to interfere and say what's happening or what's not happening. So I'm just scrolling down here. Amy KB out of the running for VP. That's the list, Janice. My point is that tarot cards could be anything. The picture I put up the front, it was hard to see it through the timer that was in the corner, but that's the Ace of Cups. You have a single cup, and you have someone who's looking pointedly, who obviously is having emotion. That is as much the Ace of Cups as is anything in any published deck. And other ones I have coming up, there's one Wheel of Fortune, where it's a woman kneeling in front of a very large, very flat tire. She's trying to fix, and she's stuck. That is, she was one of those people who had access to this car, and that was especially in those days, that was a big deal. I mean, that meant you were, big man on campus kind of thing, and important. But then you get a flat tire, and you're stuck on the side of the road, and you're kneeling in the mud, and you're stuck, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. You can be up, and then it comes down, and it goes up, and it comes down. So the ideas of these decks can be expressed in so many different ways, and so many basic ways. And there's it's not cast in stone. So, oh goodness, there was quite the thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy W, for deleting whoever that person was. My goodness. Okay. All right. I'm having a quick look. Where was I? I was right there, so let me go down here. Blessings to all. Hello, Beverly. Will the riots stop soon? Oh gosh, Janice, I hope so. I hope that there's some justice and there can be healing and there can be reforms. I think every good person wants peace. They just want justice. Trust bill. I don't know what the trust bill is. I'm sorry. Do you have any more information on it? Is it like breaking up monopolies? Maria's asking, please tell me, what does the moon in Pisces mean? Okay, let me add that, and I'll add that to the astrology questions. I'll do the tarot stuff first, and then later on I'll do the astrology questions. Will he be holding his 4th of July parade? Is he cruel and selfish and going to put all of those people in danger for his own ego? In a heartbeat, but we'll have a look. You sound good. Great. Thank you, Mims. Will DJT declare martial law? Oh boy. Is he allowed to declare it nationally? I honestly don't know. If you want more info, Google PA Representative Brian Sims. Okay. Good GR. I don't know what that is. When will all the bad guys in the White House be taken out by the FBI? Let's ask. Let's ask. Maybe we can get rid of them sooner. They're just so, this whole thing, they're, ugh. May you live in interesting times is indeed a curse. But we're in it together, so that is the blessing, and we're going to get through it, and we're going to get through it together. Tarot is just a tool to understand your intuition, I think. I agree, Free, exactly. But I've just, people get so stuck. So anyway, I wanted to use a lot of these Cole Phillips images. One, because they're beautiful, but also because take all different forms, which also means applying them to your own life. So, okay. Oh goodness. Okay, this thing just jumped. Okay, hang on. Okay, why Kim Jong-un so quiet? Is he out of power? Astrology, explain eclipses. Oh boy. I can try. Kim Jong-un. I have this strange feeling that I will read on him soon, but what I'm getting when I'm reaching my energy out is it's like you'll get there another day. But we're going to look at that, but not today. I don't know why, but I think there's just some other more pressing stuff we have to get to. We might run out of time, but we will. I'm here every day, and I'm sorry that you guys sometimes have to ask several times, but it just happens that way. It's a stimulus check that will cut Social Security. Are you? Oh, the relief checks. It doesn't cut Social Security. The relief checks that are supposed to have gone out are against any potential tax refund you may get next year. And if you don't make enough money, you don't pay that much in taxes. If your return is less than $1,200 or whatever it was, then the rest of it's just forgiven. But yeah, this just erased everybody's tax returns in America come 2021. Yeah. Maria's saying, Autumn, do you see stronger laws being enforced in the future when any president acts criminally, like minus 45? Remove him with that. Explain the difference between the Ascendant and the first house. Certainly, happy to. Hello, how are you, precious? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to knock that. Just trying to stop him from flashing, you guys. You're so good. So good. You are good. There is the boo-boos and kitty. There is the boo-boos and kitty. Actually, I will tilt this up just a tiny bit. Oh, there's a kitty, so you can see him a little bit better. Okay. Will Trump be hospitalized soon? Oh, I've never gotten hospitalized, but let's have a look. Okay, I've got a big long list of questions, so I better get going on this. It's a good kitty. All right. All right, save, and okay. Let's see. All right, let's start with Dana Boente. Hello, sweetheart. Dana Boente, so far, to my limited understanding, has been a force of decency, as much as he can be. I could be, you know, please correct me. Oh, sweetie. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. Dana Buente's energy is good. He has good energy. Yes, he does. My understanding is that he is a decent guy. Okay. I'm just going to scroll down here. So sorry if I didn't get to your question yet. Dana Boente. What do you think, kitten? His energy is so sweet. And it is such a blessing to me as I'm reading on all this garbage to just have this sweetness right here. And he's leaving. Because he's a cat. Yeah, whatever, lady. Okay. All right. We're at 17 minutes. 17. All right, let's put 17:30. Let's read on Dana Boente. Mixed nails reminds me of mixed socks. Oh, thank you. I just got these. I really like them. So, there you go. They seemed kind of bright and summery. Oh, my kitty Jamie's watching Boo Boos and Kitty. Oh, hello, Jamie. Hello, sweetheart. God, when? Too much happening. I understand. Okay, I think we're good. Kick me out. I reconnected. Okay. Dana Boente. Yeah, it kicked me out, but it reconnected. So okay. Dana Boente. He's bad. He's mad. But he doesn't have his energy's not that bad, especially for a lawyer. I mean, I hate to say it, but some of the lawyer jokes are true. Not all, but some. Oh, Jamie says hello, Autumn. Hello, Jamie. Big old sweetie. Okay, his energy's actually pretty good. But he's mad. But it's not that kind of vindictive, vicious anger you get with Trump or, you know, some of these other guys. He just knows what they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is wrong is what I'm getting. Sorry, I'm trying to reach out for this energy. What they're doing, I'm just getting the same thing. What they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is wrong. And it isn't like whining like Trump does. It's not angry like Trump is. It's just this statement of fact. So, what did he get himself into? What actual part of doing his job has gotten him in trouble? Dana Boente. Hang on. Former acting United States Attorney General. Agency faces pressure from Trump. He's been ousted amid Fox News criticism for the role in the Flynn investigation. Yuck. This, yeah. He's still a lawyer. Okay, why are we got anger, Renee? Why do we have anger and flames? Why? Wait. Why are there anger and flames in the chat? No anger, no flames. No. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Blincation, what's going on is wrong. I don't know that it feels like it's not just like something he did in the past. It feels like there's something he's been doing now. Because they're doing something illegal. Knight of Swords. Yeah, an active a lawyer, but in the Department of Justice, investigators, lawyers. Hanged Man. Seven of Pentacles. Five of Wands. 10 of Wands. Queen of Cups. Oh, Democrats are going to be looking into this. It's going to be one of the many things in the Trump administration they are going to look at in detail. Center of it is rancor. The fighting, trying to keep Trump happy, trying to kick out the quote-unquote deep state. So, and he was forced to resign. Despite all of his years of work. I thought it said in the headlines that he also, he was doing his job, going as far as trying to argue for Trump's early travel ban or something. But he's got the goods. He's got the goods. What kind of goods? Because it's going to end up in front of the Democrats. This is what's going on in the country, but it's also what's going. Okay. Pluto returns. I've explained this. I've explained it yesterday. I've explained it a lot recently. The thing to remember about Pluto returns and about what we're going through right now. It's going to be difficult for everybody, but there's no need. The situations are going to be difficult for everybody, but there is no need for violence. There is no need for violence. We can make these changes. We can still vote. Things are going to get better. But there's a lot of anger out there. There's a lot of frustration. It's building up. It may continue to build up for a while, and not just with what happened to Mr. Floyd. But all of this is with Dana. This is one of the many things that are going to end up in front of the Democrats, hearings and. Oh yeah. It's going to be all hearings all the time. It's going to be. There's. I guess I should read on Biden next because after I pull just a few more cards for him because Biden's going to have so much to do, and there's going to the cleanup is going to be just huge, and it's going to take time. But it'll be nice to be governed by people who actually want to govern, who actually know how to govern, and still try. I'm not saying they're perfect. These are politicians, but still try to bring prosperity as long as it's a rising tide that raises all boats. Oh, Proud Boys. Ugh. ugh, get chills when I even hear that name. All right, anything else about Dana Boente? Should know. Does he have the goods? Is he going to? I don't think he's. Yeah, I'm not getting that he's going to speak out. He what he does would be absolutely by the book. He's not. He's not a hero, let's put it that way. This is no Mueller, but Dana Puente, what's going to happen to you? Well, he's fine for money. Yes, he's worked in government for a long time, but it feels like he'll be fine for money. Wheel of Fortune, Strength, Queen of Cups, the Moon, Eight of, okay. I think this is what happens overall. I think it's going to come back. Basically, what I've got here is he's going home, and he's fine. He's fine. There were people who would hire him in a heartbeat, and he's going to be fine. Unless he just wants to flat out retire, which he probably could do. What I've got is that the wheel of Trump's and the Trump administration and the Republican, their wheel of fortune is starting to turn in a big way. They're past the peak of their power. It feels like they are right at the point where it's going to get really hard to get your footing. And I don't know if you can see this little guy at the bottom. The term yeet? Yeet? Just falling. Is that the term? I hope I didn't just say something rude. I know, I'm old. But that is the fall of the House of Trump. Rising strength, Democrats right in the center. And the strength of women. And then they uncover stuff. And it's upsetting. And then it's just more and more and more and more stuff against Trump. And Dana Boente will be will be a part of this, of the looking at what happened and when, and but he's just one little part of this whole big reveal and going through it, and the Republicans who are still in office, trying to get up there and muddy the waters, but yeah, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Love the nails. Oh, thank you. He's a great public servant, decades-long service. Yeah, 28 years or something he's been. Sorry, I was just seeing if there was something else there. Okay. Lindsay Henry. Lindsay Henry, doesn't she do isn't making, she makes business videos, doesn't she? I thought she was anyway, or is that somebody else? Anyway, okay. Next. See if I can get through some of these 30. 30, okay, let's say 31. When Biden becomes president. Okay, let me reach out for Biden's energy here. Hello, sir. He's a good guy. He really is. Again, not perfect. but he actually regrets his mistakes. That's refreshing. Let me tell you, after reading on these other jerks for however many years now, it's downright refreshing to read on somebody who knows they have failed, but has tried to do their best, and is willing to accept that they've made mistakes and try to do better. I mean, it's just refreshing. So, when you come into office, because I don't doubt for a second, okay, well, I'll just ask, are you going to be the 46th president? There's something I read, a guy was saying, or a woman was saying that her husband, when he goes to heat up his coffee in the microwave, he always punches in, he'll never do 40, he always does 44 seconds. And so she asked him why, and he said, for Obama. I love that. Okay, sir, are you going to be the 46th, the President of the United States? Ace, there's a lot to do. Ace of Wands. Knight of Cups, Empress, Six of Swords. People, yes, coming to him, all blue. Blue, 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 moving toward him, America. Him, he doesn't even have to be a king, he just has to show up and be decent. Just be a decent Democrat. And America will be like, okay, we're there, we're voting for you. But he's got, oh, has he got work to do? Oh, has he got work to, oh, and Temperance right beneath that. Oh, look at that loveliness. It's loveliness besides the fact that, you know, he's you know, he looks like a movie star from 1970. All right. Are you going to be undoing a lot of executive orders and... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Before he even gets into office, there are going to be plans within plans within plans. And he's been there before. He knows what to do. He knows who needs to be where. It's going to be organized. There are going to be policies. They are going to absolutely hit the ground running. Obama 44 angel number, how cool is that? Yes, and exactly. All right, are you going to be cleaning up after, you're going to get rid of his executive orders? Are you going to really just have a ton of Trump stuff? Or are you just going to just start dismantling all of that to, I don't know, make America decent again? Ace of Cups, yes, that's that card of Democrats. I get Cups for Democrats, and it's just this overflowing emotion of a new start. High Priestess, Five of Wands. It's going to be an ugly campaign, guys. I'm telling you now, I'm warning you now. Expect ugly. Page of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Republicans aren't going away completely. They're still going to, even after the election, and they're gonna fight to keep something secret, because that's definitely deep, dark secrets, and a fight to try to keep those secrets going. But it's talk about a new day for America. I've got young people here. All emotion. This is nostalgia, but it's also this is the youth coming up. This is a new start. This is a move to the left, and this Queen of Pentacles is the older generations who have been successful, looking at their own success and seeing how different it is for young people, and seeing their own mortality. And seeing what can I do for these people before I go. And that will include, that includes Biden, but it includes a lot of people. This is not just Biden. He's really got a plan for, or he's working out a plan for people, the people who will be in the White House, or will be in the administration. These are the people he wants as a secretary. These are the people he wants to refill. It feels like, let me ask, he wants to, you know how there was early on they were saying with Rex Tillerson, how he's so gutted the State Department that there were jokes about how, you know, homeless people had moved into the State Department because it's just an abandoned building, or there are tumbleweeds in the hallways of the State Department. Are you going to put people back in, you know, are you going to refill positions? Are you going to put decent people on the Supreme Court? Are you going to, oh, there's so much to undo. Actually reinstating EPA and strengthening. This feels like EPA regulations even stronger than before. The Sun, 8 of Wands. The news is going to be packed. Court cases about the corruption that happened, but also him trying to be a force of temperance to calm people down. And money's going to be tight. It just is. It's going to be hard to enact all of the social things that he wants to do just because money is so tight. And Judgment. So it's going to be difficult. I'm so sorry to say, but there is a happy medium, and he is going to search for that, and that does feel like it. You can't. There absolutely should be more relief now. There should have been more relief by now. There should be more relief going forward, and he understands that, and he wants to do something about that. At the same time, if too much, if it reaches a point where we are bailing out more companies, and if they really turn on this spigot of money, it's going to devalue our currency even more, which makes it even harder to get by. So yeah, eventually something has to be done about the $24 trillion we're in debt. And no, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. You can go look up the debt clock. We're at 24, last I looked, might be more, $24 trillion. The service master cleaning bill alone will floor us. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. So but it's going to be harsh. It's going to be hard. People are, you know, even right now, people are being evicted. It is the saddest thing. People are going to food banks. But he's got policies. They just need a little bit of time to work, but people are hurting. So yeah. Yeah. All right. But he's got plans within plans, and will the 1% slush fund be repatriated to the Treasury? I don't know about the, I don't know anything about the 1% slush fund. Poet Tarot. This is the Morgan Greer. It's in the description box. Poet Tarot, I don't know that one. 45 cut food stamps, no health care, and still he wants to cut SSI. Exactly. Exactly. They're so awful. It's so awful. It is so cruel. Okay, 40. Where are we? 40, 30. What will happen if Trump invites Putin to the G7 meeting? When is the G7 meeting? G7 meeting. Okay, he delayed it. He cancels the summit but says he will invite Putin to a later G7 event. wants India to join the group. And he is, don't take my made-up name in vain. Donald Trump says he will postpone a meeting of the G7 until autumn. It's like, I could... Can I invite Putin? Oh, yeah, this is gunk. This energy, oh, man. Ugh. It was so nice. It was so nice there for a minute. People with a conscience. It was beautiful. And now I'm back in this. Ugh. Oh, gosh. For everybody who reads on seriously, people should be, I wish more people they would just be aware of the energy. We're all psychic. There's nothing special about me. I am just like you. Our souls are the same. They are from the same place. They go back to the same place. They're, my connection is not super duper, compared to other people's. I maybe have more practice doing this, but that's it. But I wish more people would just become aware of the energy, because they would not vote for people like Trump. They would get rid of people like Putin. We all went out of the yuck and the muck. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. Angela Merkel said she would not travel for the meeting. I don't blame her. So, oh, sorry. Okay, so I hope I didn't just deafen you. Sorry about that. Trump, Putin, G7, ick. It's like I just got my shoes all, it's like I just stepped in like deep mud. All my shoes are ruined. Ace of Rods, taking action, the manly man in the lifts and the girdle and the fake tan and the bad comb over, the most epic bad comb over ever. The Emperor taking action. Knight of Cups. Four of Swords. Three of Swords. Five of Swords. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. All right. Mr. Whiny manly man taking action. For relations, I'm the hero, and I'm going to make a peace offering to have Putin rejoin and to be a part of, well, for now, or he postponed it, so everything goes quiet, and that's in the middle. But then before it can happen, Three of Swords, heartache. Five of Swords. This is the insult to injury card. He's not going to be in a position to have Putin come. Oh, is the sound cutting off? Is anybody else having trouble with the sound? Let me know. Please let me know. Let me get some more clarification on this. And not put these cards in upside down. Okay, here. Okay, thank you, Stephen. Sound is fine, and buffering sound is fine here. Okay, good. Good. Just let me know. Okay. What's with this Three of Swords and Five of Swords? Trump trying to invite Putin to a G7 something or other. It's just buffering a bit. Okay. All right. Knight of Swords can be lawyers, can be communicators, can be investigators. Page of Swords, how Trump sees himself. The Moon. Oh, he's gonna. That is the mother of all tantrums, right there. That is Trump saw himself, or sees it. Well, you know, when he was at that military academy or whatever, he was a bully and childish and a bully. And this is Trump throwing the mother of temper tantrums. Three of Wands, about things he's done. This feels like money that's come in from overseas. Oh, it's coming. Oh, sorry. I kicked the stand again. Sorry about that. Oh, please. Oh, please hurry. Oh, please hurry. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh. It's the G. I keep hearing a ping and weird sound. G insert number. Yeah. He's. It said in the headlines he was going to try to. It was going to be like. Invite him not to the main thing, but to something adjacent. Sound is good now. Okay. Let me see if I put this. There. I put it at a different angle. Maybe that will help. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so not going to miss this guy. 48. Uh, 48. Will Trump declare Antifa a terrorist organization? For anyone who does not know, oh, death card. For anybody who does not know, Antifa stands for anti-fascist. Basically, while there can be extremists in the group, for the most part, to my understanding, if there are not fascists in the streets, then Antifa stays home and plays video games. They don't want to go out. They don't want to do anything. They just want to live their lives. But if you are a white supremacist, fascist, Nazi, Proud Boy, whatever, and you are out in the streets, then they are going to put on their socks and their shoes. And they're going to test against you, and they're not going to be pleasant about it. I don't condone violence, and I don't know that they even do much violence. I know that it's like, look, if there are no fascists, we stay home. But because fascists are pro-Trump and anti-fascists are anti-Trump, and Trump needs a scapegoat, another Trumper tantrum, yes, Bob, that's an excellent way to put that. Is he going to... Oh, QAnon. QAnon is the worst energy, Renee. Worst. Dave, I've got some other questions I need to get through, but I understand why you're asking that. Perhaps another day. Okay. Let's see here. Is Trump going to... Oh, Fox News is blowing it out of proportions too. Is Trump finally going to declare Antifa a terrorist organization? Smoke and mirrors, lies, smoke, mirrors, lies, more smoke, mirror, lies, mirrors, smoke. Strength, Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Three of Pentacles. It's more going to be like just a general directive. This is the card of being on the defense, but you'll notice he's actually higher up than these other people. He has higher ground. So it's like a show. in this case, it's like making a show of, we must do something. And so it's like a directive at the DOJ, but it's not really anything like official. And the stronger this is Pelosi, the stronger the Democrats get, and Pelosi has no patience for any of this, so there's no way an actual law is going to make it through. Yeah, there isn't going to be any money behind it. There isn't going to be much behind it, but there's going to be like Renfield Bar is going to go do the master's bidding and make the master happy. This is total distraction. Total. Yeah. Okay, 52. Will the riots stop soon? I think that's very important. We need to look at that. Oh, thank you, Kathy. That was very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Will the riots stop soon? Will those other 3 policemen be arrested? Which is, I think, what's going to do a lot to help stop the riots. But are the riots going to stop soon? They're definitely bad actors, but there is a lot of anger, and there should be. There should be. There should be nationalized standards of conduct. There should be a weeding out of racism, racists. Will the riots stop soon? All roads lead to Barr rolls out a statement equating rioting to domestic terrorism. Of course he did. He has to make the master happy. Anybody else just tired of all of their garbage? Trump declared his scale anti-Trump. Yeah, I feel that one. Okay. Riots. Reminds me, Trump tweeted one word in capital letters, Obamagate. And Obama replied, one word, just capitalized word, but just normal letters, vote. Beautiful. Riots. This is a card of riots. Ten of Pentacles. Well, Trump's safe. He's the protests going on outside the White House, they do have him on edge. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Hierophant, and the Lovers. Will the riots stop soon? Yes. Right now, you've got Trump hiding, and there's an awful lot of money that protects the president. Money gets you safety. Money gets you not attacked by police. Money makes the difference. And then you add in skin tone, which is sick, but that's how it is. Susan saying, no more bugs for Renfield. He's on a diet. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, money makes the difference. But Knight of Wands, this is, the protests are at the center here. This is someone who is protesting. They're walking along. They have a sign. It could potentially be a weapon, but it's not. You'll notice it's just kind of slung over his shoulder. This is different from the Rider-Waite deck. The Knight of Wands can be a little more aggressive in that deck. In this deck, he's not really. There's potential there, but he's not really aggressive. There's just real potential. It's almost like the that on his head, Griffin on his head. Anyway, lizard, eagle, something. It's like it's yelling for him. But the government steps in. They're going to do something. They're going to. It feels, but it's something good that allows people of different races to live together. To there will be more equality, and these are major arcana. So I'm hoping they're going to arrest. I got it the other day that they're going to arrest the other three. Are they going to do that in short order? Arrest the other three. Feels like 1, 2, 3. 3 of Cups. Everybody's watching. Hanging on the news. 2 of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is behind bars, but it's behind bars basically. Some of it's for their own protection, but they were on the force, but their fortunes are about to change dramatically. Yeah, is it going to be sooner rather than later? What I'm getting is partially for their own safety. Well, how about for everybody's safety? That's funny, Ian. Ace of Pentacles. 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords, Knight of Rods. Insult to injury, nothing's been happening, protests continue. I think that's what we're waiting for. What will cause the riots to die out then? I mean, is it just general fatigue? Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, Hanged Man, 8 of Wands. Arrest the guys. Just arrest the guys. You got them on tape. What more do you need? That's enough reason to arrest them. There's something they could charge them with today. I'm certain of it. Just from the videos alone. Just arrest them. Okay. Where are we? Almost at 60. I am going to cover we're at 60-30. Let's ask, oh, this is great. Let's ask, is Trump going to be holding his 4th of July parade? And or is he going to declare martial law? Because it's the Trump era. So of course those are related. So of course, yes, because it's the Trump era. Oh. So, 4th of July parade. 4th of July parade, martial law. You know, like you do. Martial law. 4th of July, martial law. Fourth of July. Oh no, the 4th of July. My grandmother's birthday was the 4th of July. She was wonderful. I loved her. She was a sweetheart too, which makes sense because she was Cancer. Oh, Trumpy. There's not much you don't feel like there's much you can do you? People aren't listening to you. 4th of July. 3 of Wands. This is usually the card of information coming back about what Trump's done overseas. But let's see what it's related to here. 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 3 of Cups. That's a gathering, but that's not a gathering of Democrats. Those are Cups, but I think he's going to try. But again, people aren't listening to him. People really aren't listening to him. Let me see if I can get any more clarification on this one. Is Trump going to have his big 4th of July parade, making it all about him, to celebrate him? He wants to. Boy, does he want to. He wants rallies. He wants that hungry black hole of need he has inside of himself is not been fed well enough. Recently, Knight of Cups, 7 of Swords, Thief card, Page of Swords, Queen of, that's Pelosi, and she's getting in the way. She's getting in the way. And you've got Knight of Cups, you've got some kind of active Democrat over here too. Probably someone, I'm going to guess maybe a Washington, D.C. official saying, that's not safe. We have to take on liability to do that. But Trump, this is the card of theft, and this is the toddler-in-chief who wants to have his party, wants to take from whatever to celebrate him. And there's Pelosi. There's the adult in the room going, excuse me. Excuse me. If he does, there's going to be a lot of grief. He's not going to get, what is it? Didn't Trump call for a big MAGA rally at the White House last night or something, and nobody came? It was all protesters. Is that what happened? I wasn't able to find out the details on that. Have you guys heard? This is Trump going to declare martial law. The energy is different, but it's not that much different. 6 of Cups, nostalgia. Men were men and women cowered, and presidents were dictators, and strength, Chariot. 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords. It actually feels like he would be the one to suffer if he tried. I mean, obviously these cards, if just looking at what they normally mean, just the cards themselves would say that yes, he will, and there will be blood in the streets, but it doesn't feel like it. The energy's not dark enough. Does that make sense? It's like he wants to, but he's like chomping at the bit. But there are people being hurt, and there are people still protesting. But it hasn't dealt with the root of the problem. What's been done hasn't been dealing with the root of the problem, and this feels like it's blocked. It's all this energy going forward. He wants to be the dictator. He wants to, I don't, I have some issues with, what's his name? Late night guy, once a week, It's not John Oliver. It's the guy who's been on, he's at a late night show on the weekend forever and ever. I can't remember his name. I have my issues with him. But he had a monologue at the beginning of one of his shows early in the Trump presidency where he said, basically the Trump administration, their policy is for them and the Republicans, what could I do that would make me the biggest blank, just swear word. What would make me, what could I do? I know. Let's take people who are hungry or are in trouble and let's ignore them. Let's take away what little they have. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's just, okay, it's like in every possible choice. It's what's the nastiest, most awful, most cruel thing I could do. It's that GIF I showed, where his arm kind of moved on its own. He is having trouble. I'm fine, by the way, but no, it's not reacting. His hands, his arms aren't reacting the way, he doesn't have full control over them all the time. And it also feels numb. Hand feels numb. This doesn't feel like a stroke. This feels like he should have maybe laid off some of the substances he's taken in his life. A lot of stuff's catching up to him. Two of Pentacles. It's affecting his manhood, manliness. Manly men in lifts. So he's taking it out on us. Decisions. Knight of Rods. And the Devil. Don't do it, Trump. Don't do it. Don't do it. But they're going to continue to vilify. They're going to continue to vilify protesters. It's just, people are getting tired. They're getting tired of it. Okay. 69. Do I have one more I could do here quickly? What I've got is, Klobuchar. Well, is she out of the running? And I might ask, is Val Demings going up in the likelihood? Yeah, actually, that's how I put it. Amy K. down. Val Demings. I just completely misspelled her name. Demings up in VP search. And it is 70. Okay. Susan, you're asking, will Trump be hospitalized soon? Why do you think he would be? Amy, Val Demings. Amy Klobuchar, VP. In the search for a VP. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. 70 Val Demings. Potential VP. The energy is a lot better here than over here. The Fool. Basically what this is saying is Trump is so awful that, would anyone like to, would anyone oppose, my clock being the VP candidate? It's a very nice clock. It's very useful. And I think people would be like, yeah, okay, that's all right. It's a lovely clock. I'm sure it'll be more useful than, and less destructive than what's in there now. Some other readers saw that today. Oh, gosh, really? Oh, geez. Okay. Amy Klobuchar. 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, High Priestess. No, this is not good. This is not good for her. She's okay where she is, but it doesn't feel like she's being serious. She's a serious contender. She's going to be fine on her own. I mean, nothing particularly bad. It doesn't look like anything particularly bad's going to happen to her. But there's some stuff in the future. More is going to come out about how she treats her staff and the stuff that's done behind the scenes that she's not a very nice person. Val Demings. Moon. Page of Wands. Card right in the center. 8 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. There would definitely be some really horrible people who would be beside themselves. And the word is tough. That's the message of, I mean, he kind of looks like a beetle, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like one of the Beatles? And it's like, give peace a chance. All we are saying, give peace a chance. So you can howl all you want to, but you're back there. But we're trying something new. I got a victory card right there. That's Biden's victory. And then I've got 8 of Pentacles, the team being assembled, and then the Sword of Truth, which is a crown, and with the laurel and the. I've got a good feeling. Compared of the two, I don't think there's any question, but I'm getting negative energy for one and positive energy for the other. Okay. Let me read on if Trump's going to be hospitalized, and then I will answer your astrology questions. And then I'm going to rest. God bless Johnny. He's amazing. He's a machine. I don't know where he gets his energy. It's amazing. Okay. All right, so at about 75. Trump. Okay. All right. Will Trump be hospitalized soon? Because apparently there are some other readers. Some other readers is Trump, whose insides continue to look like the floor of a really nasty fast food restaurant or diner, greasy diner. Is Trump going to be hospitalized soon? That this neurological thing, whatever's going on here, it's bad. Is he going to be hospitalized? Judgment. Things that cannot be hidden. People the people judging. So, well, he's been lying, and we know he's not the healthiest president ever, and he doesn't weigh 239 pounds, and he's not 6 foot, 87. He's been lying to America. Gelsipoli. 5 of Wands. Knight of Swords. 5 of Pentacles. This feels like stuff that's going on in the country. The riots, people are hurting and running out of money and food. These feel more like investigations, investigators, police dealing with the riot, but also trying to. This is other stuff that's going on in the country. Trump has been lying to America for a lot. So what's with the Judgment card? Is Trump going to be admitted to the hospital soon? Is going to be admitted to the hospital soon? He's not making sense. He's not making sense. He's been taking too much of something, and yes, he is getting older, and he might be fighting with some dementia. But he's been taking too much of something, and he's not making sense. That's Pelosi getting a phone call. Why would she get a phone call? Oh, being told about what's happening. She's not. I'm not saying that she's in charge. I'm saying that's Pelosi getting a phone call. King of Wands, there's the Fool. So that's how Trump sees himself, and then he doesn't listen to actual doctors. 2 of Pentacles, his health is very unsteady. But the government and the Star, they would hide it. They would, there is a hospital function at the White House. There's a room, and it's fully stocked. Does it ever make sense? I hear you. Because there are national security considerations, not just about, where is he, what hospital is he at. There are also, if he is seen as being weak, does that make the U.S. more vulnerable, blah, 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 blah. And of course, it would hurt his little feelings. So with the Judgment. Oh, Trump, you are about to have a really nasty summer. 7 of Swords, Thief card, Wheel of Fortune, everything brought out into the sun. I'm not getting a very clear message on whether he's going to be hospitalized. His health is not good. What I'm getting very clearly is he's about to have a really, really bad summer. Very Bananarama, it's a cruel summer. Only it's going to be worse, much worse. Yeah. He won't let people help him. That's what I'm getting. But but they're hiding. The people around him. Oh, let me see. I hope you could still hear me. The people around him are hiding. Susan's saying, I started something, didn't I, Autumn? Sorry, I think the video froze up there a bit, but basically, that's what I'm getting. So, all right, I'm going to answer your astrology questions now, and then I'm going to go lie on the floor. Okay. Okay, where were we? Okay, 3 questions. What does the moon in Pisces mean? Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. I knew I forgot something. Oh, jeez. Sure, make as much noise and be as awful as possible. Shush. Okay. I forgot my clip. Forgot my clipboard. All right. Should be pretty easy. She says. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay. All right. That's frozen, but this is still going. Hello. Huh. Okay. Okay, the moon in Pisces. Okay, the moon is your emotions, your emotional nature. And just like it is in your own chart, it's emotional nature. When it's moving through the sky, it will affect, it will give a little background flavor of that to everybody. And the moon is, right, it rules this wedge right here, the 4th house, which is the house of Cancer. It is 4th house, home and childhood. It's I feel. It's the big mom of the zodiac. Cancer's the big mom of the zodiac. Capricorn up here, it's the big dad of the zodiac. But this is the big mom. In America has their sun in Cancer, and you get that whole mom and apple pie thing. You know, there are many other countries that have apple pie, and there are lots. It's not even a lot. There's every other country that has moms. There's, but mom and apple pie. That's what we talk about as being, as American, as mom and apple pie. That's because our sun is in Cancer, our sense of self. So anyway, the moon is all about our emotions. Now, even though this is a circle, it actually, there's a beginning, and it begins here in Aries, and it actually goes counterclockwise. It goes all the way around to Pisces, and this is the sign of Pisces. It looks like an H with the center kind of squished in. Thank you everybody. And Aries is when you're first born. It is the big I am. It's when you, and these are both Aries and ruled by Mars. These are both gods of war, names of the god of war. This is you when you're born and you cry out and I am, I exist, I am here, I am the soul, I've been incarnated, and I am here. This is the warrior, the soldier, right? Taking action. Meanwhile, you go all the way around and then you get to Pisces. This is the age of Pisces, which was the age of Christianity. Jesus, the fisher of men. This is, a lot of people are very spiritual. My mother's a Pisces, and she has, she's very religious. And in particular, it's like almost 1 foot already on the other side. There's some. I always laugh when I meet a Pisces who says, "I don't like people." It's like, well, yeah, because they're like, "I'm done." It's like they've seen what everything all the other stuff, and they're like, "I'm done." So there's a very spiritual side to this. It's ruled by Neptune, which rules art, fiction, spirituality, in negative things, like when it's square, like Mercury, which is communications, you get a liar like Trump. So as the moon moves about 13 degrees. There are 360 degrees in a circle. This is the Earth at the begin, in the center, right here. And so every day the sun is moving 13 degrees. Okay, and it works its way around. So as the moon, which is about our emotions, moves into Pisces, the 12th house of religion and institutions we serve. Reality, there's fiction, Neptune also diffuses things. Saturn forms things, Neptune diffuses them. This is also the planet of fog. So art, fiction, spirituality. It's a very gentle sign. It's a water sign, so it's emotional. And so you get this dreamy fiction, art, spirituality, dreamy quality. So people become very sensitive and emotional, and that's what's in the background. And then, I mean, this is just assuming, this is just in general. I mean, it's going to affect different people's charts in different ways. If it hits different things and aspects different things, that's not the point. The point is that as it comes around, so for a couple of, 13 degrees a day, so just over 2 days, it'll go through, and then it moves into another sign and another and another. And so we get this background flavor changing every so many days. So yeah, the moon's just zipping around. But yeah, so right now, if people seem more sensitive, they seem more in their feelings. But also, it's a sign of institutions. It's the church buildings, the hospitals that the church runs, the institutions, churches, schools, monasteries that the church runs, that sort of thing. So everybody's in their emotions, and there's a slight unrealness kind of in the background. Okay, so that's what Moon in Pisces means, and then in a few days it'll move into Aries, and there'll be this background energy, this background feeling of being a little more forceful with your own, and that's maybe not the greatest thing considering we still have riots in the streets. Okay, I'll just do this one quickly. Explain the difference. Actually, where am I? Look at 8830. Explain the difference between the Ascendant and the first house. Easy enough. Okay. When I made this graphic, it's kind of, maybe it's too hard to see, but why are the houses uneven? In some people, it's how the chart is drawn. This is like a learning chart, and there is a way to make all the houses even, but this is even because it's, yeah. All of these wedges are the same size on purpose. Okay, but you can see this cross here and up and down, that it's a slightly stronger, I hope you can see it's a slightly stronger color, and I did that on purpose because these are what are called the angles, and the angles are very important. This was the horizon when you were born, this was coming up, and this was going down. The midheaven, your status, where you go in life. Back when marriage, when women didn't have job prospects, and who you married really determined kind of your status. The astrologers would look at a woman's midheaven to see what kind of man she was going to marry or when she was going to marry. Now it has more to do with partnership over here on the descendant, or flings down here in the fifth. But these angles are very important. This is your home life and your childhood down here. And it's almost like you can picture like magnifying glasses sitting on each of these points. So as things come along and hit these angles, that planet, that energy, kind of gets amplified a little bit because this is so important. These angles are so important. So that ascendant, this is how you present yourself to the world. This is how you look, how you your first impression. I I have a Gemini ascendant. Gemini is down here, the thinking, the communications, and it's also very outgoing and friendly and social. And because of this, people, when they first meet me, they're like, oh, she's outgoing and social and communicating and telling jokes and singing and just, communicating. This must be what she's like. It's like, no, that's kind of my first impression. And yes, that's as I write in my spare time. I enjoy the communication. But I'm actually, my core self is up here in Scorpio. My moon is in Cancer. It's a whole lot of water signs. My Mars is at the very, very beginning of Pisces. A whole lot of emotion. I'm a big emotional nut. So, that angle is very important. The first house is more about your sense of self. Granted, your sun, the sun is our sense of self and it rules Leo, but this house of Leo isn't really about your core self as much as this first house is. Remember I told you when you are incarnated, when you are born, this is the I am. Quite often the ascendant, what you look like, but the first house is how you actually, like, things that affect your body. Your health is over here specifically, but this is how you present to the world. How this is the larger sense of self. If you have somebody's, let's say you meet somebody, you really like them, because the Earth is spinning so quickly. And so this changes every day, all day long. This is moving very quickly, very quickly. So it could be anything. It's a roulette wheel, as far as what your ascendant's going to be. It's the planets and things that move slowly. But let's say I meet a guy. All right, and his sun is sense of self, which is the big illuminator. When their sun lands, when you meet somebody, their sun in their chart, their energy is going to land somewhere on your chart. Because when we're born, we're sort of like these X-ray plates that have never been used, and we leave our mother's energy field, and the universe goes zap. All right, so when we become the energetic embodiment of that moment in space-time. So I meet a guy, his sun is going to land somewhere on my chart. So let's say it lands in the first house. Well, that's going to illuminate my body, what I look like. Jean, I just explained all about whether you're saying that is it usually the sign before or after your sun sign. I just explained how this changes every single day, and it's changing. The houses are changing very quickly, so the ascendant is changing all day long. So it can be any sign. So, but anyway, so the sun. Let's say this guy's sun falls first house. It's going to illuminate who I am and what I look like, or what you look like, if this person has a sun that falls there. My best friend, her sun is literally sitting right on top of my midheaven. She is illuminating my midheaven every time I talk to her. People are like permanent transits, and they will bring out certain parts of you. And she and I talk about business all the time. Production, marketing, administration. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? How are we going to, move towards our goals, our dreams? How are we going to, we talk business every single day. And it just so happens her sun is sitting right there, so it's illuminating this angle. Well, say I meet a guy, the closer that sun is to an angle, the stronger it's going to be. Whatever, actually anything that lands in that first house, the closer it is to the ascendant, the stronger it's going to be, because remember, that's a magnifying kind of glass thing. But it's going to, like, this would make you look good. It would make you be noticed. It would make you feel good about your body. So that's the first house is kind of who we are on the surface, but our bodies, or it's a very physical. It's an earth sign. No, sorry, it's a fire sign, but it's a very physical sign. This fire. This is a very physical sign. The ascendant itself is how you present yourself to the world. People who have Venus in their first house tend to be quite beautiful, especially in the face. Sure, it is to their to the actual ascendant. Quite often, for the first person that comes to mind, I coincidentally saw Halsey. Do you know the singer Halsey? I'm not talking about what she's like as a person. I'm saying her, in her astrology, her Venus is right on her ascendant, and her features are just, her features on her face are just beautiful. So when I saw Venus on her ascendant, it was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Okay, eclipses. I don't want to get in the weeds, so I'm going to answer this as succinctly as possible. Probably too succinctly. When I've shown you guys this every week. That's the Earth at the center. I even have the actual symbol for the Earth right there. And straight out from the equator of the Earth, you have these constellations. Okay? But it's straight out from the equator. So if you could somehow lay it flat, straight out, I know it's hard to see, but just saying this is flat, straight out from the center, you get this ring of constellations. Okay? Right here. The thing is, though, that the Earth itself doesn't just stay. It doesn't just stay, north is here and south is there, and that's it. Don't get in the weeds, I know. The Earth tilts with the seasons as it's spinning. So there are things, it's called, well, stay out of the weeds. Things can be above or appear to be above this plane or below it. So when you have, because it's like, well, if the sun was just sitting there, if it was just on this plane and the moon was just on this plane, then there would be an eclipse every single time. There'd be an eclipse every few days or every so many days, because they would affect each other. So, but because the Earth is tilting and the moon is kind of, it gets a little bit more complicated as far as like up or down. It gets complicated as far as up or down from this plane. So that it makes it more rare for them to not only, the sun and the moon to not only be in the same place, but also at the exact same angle from our perspective. Declinations, I was going to use that word, but I'm trying I'm trying to simplify. So, and the other thing about the sun and the moon is that they are the luminaries. They are the biggest things. People who have like a conjunction of these two in one spot. Oh, like I knew somebody who had a sun moon conjunction in Aries. Whew. You know, you have to be careful. Any sign can be turned to the bad side if it's like this super intense. And then with eclipses, the way it affects the chart where it lands, it does weird. Eclipses do weird things when it's both in the same place this way, looking out, but also on the same plane. Then they interfere with each other. From our perspective, they're in the same plot, and it's almost like it does some weird warping or damage or something to the, because that, it's like that spot is bruised. And so the sun and the moon can even move on, but for another 6 months or whatever, it's like that spot, anybody who has something in their chart, that's even coming up, this warps, the sun and the moon coming together so exactly, it warps things so much that it can even start, like, you can start feeling it a few days ahead of time. So, that's kind of what's going on with eclipses. I'll leave it there. I will leave you with just one fact, one scientific fact to blow your mind, and then I'll go because my phone's about to die anyway. There is some weird stuff going on in the universe, okay? And with speed and time and space-time being a thing, and you know they have to adjust the satellites that are up in the sky because of the GPS, but they're moving faster than we are, and all this kind of stuff. Because of all that weirdness, the center of the Earth, because it's moving slower than the surface, the center of the Earth is 2.5 days younger than the surface of the Earth. The center of the sun is, I want to say, 30, is it 36 or 39? I always get numbers flipped in my head. It's like 36,000 years younger than the surface of the sun. There's some weird stuff going on out there. So when these two great big things come together and from our angle and on the same plane, it just like warps that. And that spot becomes a really tender spot. So I hope that made sense. I'm so sorry. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. My phone is about to die. I'm so sorry. But thank you for being here and putting up with me and listening. And I hope your day goes well. Did the North Pole already shift? The magnetic pole? It's been wobbling. It's been weird, and it's going to continue to be weird. And eventually, it will shift. I believe the poles shift every 10,000 years, but that's the magnetic. It's not physical. It's the magnetic. It happens. They've gone back through the strata, and it's like, and the little metal bits are like doing one thing, and then 10,000 years later, they're doing something else. And yeah. Anyway. All right. Thank you so much to our troll slayers. Thank you for everything, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will be back here tomorrow, and I will answer your political tarot questions. All right. So hang in there. We'll get through this. We'll get through it together. Okay. Bye-bye.